Today we're talking about Odin Valhalla Rising, a game that's been generating a lot of buzz, not just for its gorgeous visuals, but for being one of the more ambitious MMORPGs to hit mobile and PC in recent years. I've spent some time with it now, and in this video, I want to give you a full breakdown of what it's really like, from the gameplay and world design to monetization and whether I think it's actually worth playing. Let's get into it. So first, what exactly is Odin Valhalla Rising? It's an open-world MMORPG set in a fantasy world inspired by Norse mythology. You'll explore realms like Midgard and Jotunheim, fight mythological beasts, and get caught up in a war between gods and mortals. And right from the start, the scale of this game is clear. The world is huge, and the art direction is seriously impressive. Everything from the environments to the music feels crafted to immerse you in a dark, myth-heavy fantasy setting. Visually, this game is stunning, especially for something that runs on mobile. It's built with Unreal Engine and it really shows. The lighting is dramatic, the spell effects are flashy, and the detail in the character models is surprisingly high. On PC, the game looks great, and if you're on a flagship phone, you'll probably have a smooth experience. But if you're using a mid-range device, expect to dial the graphics down a bit. Performance can take a hit during heavy fights or big open-world areas. Now, let's talk about gameplay, specifically the combat system. Odin gives you 4 base classes to choose from at launch: Warrior, Sorceress, Priest, and Rogue. Each of them plays differently, and each one has specializations that let you customize your playstyle even more. But what makes the combat really interesting is how much it depends on positioning, stat optimization, and build choices. Sure, there's an auto combat option, and yes, you'll probably use it during grinding sessions, but when it comes to boss fights or PvP, manual control is where it's at. The game rewards players who actually engage with the systems. There are tons of stats to pay attention to, not just attack and defense, but elemental resistances, crit scaling, debuff immunity, and more. If you're the type of player who likes theory crafting or min-maxing your gear, there's a lot to sink your teeth into here. Another thing worth noting is how much freedom you have in exploring the world. You can ride mounts, climb cliffs, even glide through the air with wings. The verticality of the world design gives the map a real sense of scale, and it makes traversal feel more dynamic than just running from quest marker to quest marker. Speaking of quests, the questing system is where Odin plays it pretty safe. Most of the content follows standard MMO structure. Kill a number of mobs, gather some items, return to the NPC. There are some cinematic moments and the world building helps elevate it, but if you're looking for revolutionary storytelling, this probably isn't the game for that. Now let's address the big issue: monetization. Odin Valhalla Rising is free to play, but it's also got a pretty aggressive cash shop. There are options to buy gear upgrades, stat boosts, faster progression, and yes, premium currency that affects your ability to compete in PvP or climb the rankings. For casual players, this might not be a huge issue, but if you're someone who wants to stay competitive at endgame or take PvP seriously, the pressure to spend can become very real. That said, you can enjoy the game as a free player, especially if you're here more for the atmosphere, world design, or light grinding. But it's important to know up front that this isn't a purely skill-based MMORPG. Wallets do matter in the long run. So who's this game really for? If you're into Norse mythology, immersive fantasy worlds, and character customization, you're probably going to enjoy Odin. It's visually incredible, the class design is solid, and the world is genuinely fun to explore. It also hits that sweet spot for players who like the option to autoplay sometimes but want the freedom to go hands-on when it counts. On the other hand, if you're sensitive to pay-to-win mechanics or you want a highly original MMO experience that breaks away from genre norms, Odin might not be for you. The game plays things pretty safe in terms of quest design, and the monetization could easily be a turnoff for competitive players. Final verdict? I'd say Odin Valhalla Rising is definitely worth checking out, even if just for the experience of exploring its massive myth-inspired world. It's one of the best-looking MMORPGs on mobile right now, and it has more mechanical depth than most of its competition. But if you do decide to stick with it, go in with your eyes open. The grind is real, and the cash shop is part of the game's core structure. Anyway, that's it for this first impression. Let me know in the comments what your experience has been like with Odin, or if you're planning to jump in. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.